Are you guys ready for another Brujeria story? Because this one is crazy, and yes, it is yet again another love spell kind. And what I've learned from the last Brujeria story that I did, apparently love spells will never work because you can never take someone's free will away. Didn't know that. Wow. Scary. Let's carry on. Why did I just turn into the Grinch? So this story is from Patricia, and she starts off by saying that I regret every single thing I did. She starts off by telling us that ever since she was little, her life has been hard, and it's because she's always been bullied or ridiculed by the way she looks physically, and that people have told her time and time again that she was ugly. She remembers how every Valentine's Day, all the girls would have their boyfriends or their secret admirers, and they would get gifts, and she would always be by herself without anybody showing her compassion or love. So at this point, years have passed, and she says that her story remains the same. Like, she's never had a boyfriend, she's never had a partner. She mentions that by this point she was very desperate and she was very broken because of this. She says that she gets a job at this place that manufactures cars, and that's where she makes friends with this girl named Yolanda. She says that a few months after starting her job there, this new guy comes along, and he was the most gorgeous looking guy ever, that every girl at that place was attracted to him, but she knew that she would never have the slightest of chances with him. So Yolanda would always see how Patricia would be staring at this guy, like you could tell she was in love with him. So one day she asked her, "Hey, do you want me to take you to this brujo that I know, and he could make an amarre so that he could fall in love with you?" Patricia mentions how she never believed in brujeria, witchcraft, but she was that desperate that she's like, well, let's try this out, and if it doesn't work, oh well. So both Patricia and Yolanda go to the brujo, and he says that he needs a couple of things to make this work. I'm not gonna tell you everything that she took, but some of the things that she needed was hair from the guy and a picture of him. So she says she's brought everything that the brujo needed, and the amarre was done. She says that remarkably it actually worked, and she started dating this guy. She says that she was the happiest she could have ever been, because after all the years of never having someone love her, she was so in love, she was happy, and she felt that it was real. She said that something that the brujo never told her beforehand was that everything comes at a price, and unfortunately she was gonna have to pay that. She says that the brujo would ask her to sacrifice certain animals a couple of times. She said that she didn't accept, because she didn't feel right killing animals, and plus she already got what she wanted, which was the guy. So she thought it would be easy to just ignore the brujo and all his request of sacrificing animals. She says that a few months passed after she started ignoring the brujo when strange things started happening in her house. Gee, I wonder why. She said that at night when she was asleep, she would hear random noises, and during the day, random objects like a cup or a plate would just fly out of nowhere. She said that the relationship with the guy started to go downhill, and that it sucks for her to say this, but it was almost like he had woken up and finally saw her for who she really was. She also said that on a couple occasions he started telling her that he has no idea why he was even with her. She said that ultimately he breaks up with her, and at this point she was back to feeling depressed and alone, but she was more concerned about the paranormal things that were happening in her house. So she goes back to the brujo, and obviously he is pissed off at her. Angrily, the brujo told her that she didn't keep up her end of the deal, and the reason why she had to sacrifice the animals was to keep the entities that made this happen happy. This is gonna be really sad, but she says that she had to sacrifice a couple of animals. She had to do crazy rituals, and mentions how her life has never been the same after this. She says that even though she did what the brujo told her to do, which was sacrifice those animals, do the rituals for the entities, they will not stop following her because of how she did them wrong in the beginning. She says that now she's alone and having to pay the price, and she deeply regrets everything that she did to have that guy fall in love with her, and that she believes that she's gonna be alone for the rest of her life and paying back what she did for the rest of her life. And that is the ending. And if this is not a warning to do this kind of stuff to someone, or to make someone fall in love with you, do not do it. If someone does not love you, please move on. There's so many more people out in the world, okay? Don't say I didn't warn you.